Hello, I am here with James Ley, who is the writer of this week's play, I Heart Maths. Hi, James.
Hi.
So tell us a little bit about I Heart Maths. Where did you get the idea? And
well, the idea actually came out of was developing some of the script for with Glasgow through a Playfest scheme, which was basically to take the idea from a synopsis and make a few scenes and like get it up on its feet, which we did at the Citizens Theatre this time last year. And for Playfest, it was the whole idea of looking at nature versus nurture when it comes to homosexuality, and so yeah, that was the kind of core of the idea, and that was the theme that we're given to write about and to generate the synopsis about. And at first, I was like, really wanted to take part in this thing, but I didn't really have like a worthy kind of way in. So I was like, well, why don't I just do a big mad comedy and kind of explore it that way? Which is what I've done. So
because it does feel like a romantic comedy, it really is.
Yeah. I mean, basically, it's kind of a kind of scientific kind of thrust and study masquerading as a romantic comedy. But really, like, when I was writing it, the romantic comedy took over, and although like I am really interested in the science aspect of it, and I mean, it is all kind of, basically, I researched it a bit and I got so far with the theory, and actually did speak to a biomathematician in the US. And in the play, the biomathematician that's mentioned and the email that's read is his real email.
Oh, really?
So I got so far, but then I didn't understand it, so I was just like, I just have to make.
Do you have a scientific background in mathematics?
No. So yeah, it's all made up.
And this is certainly, it's your first play for Order More.
Yes.
You're quite a young writer.
Yeah, I'm quite a new writer.
New writer.
But I produced one play. I produced a play myself for the Fringe, a one-man show, a couple of years ago, and I've been writing for a while. But yeah, this is my first kind of commission and my first seeing something with audiences all the time. Like,
where do you get your? Why do you want to get involved in writing the theatre? Who's been your inspiration?
I trained as an actor, and I was kind of quite a while ago, and I was like always interested in theatre. But I think with writing, it was really kind of a comedy writing that kind of really interested me. I think at college, like I really loved like Shakespeare comedies, and like one of my favourite plays is Twelfth Night, and I just think the comedy in that, and it works. It kind of works so tirelessly, that play, which is amazing considering it when it was written. It works so well in so many different productions, and there's so much humour, and it keeps on working. And I just think that that's comedy structure really fascinates me, and it's really interesting. Obviously, the run of I Heart Maths has started, and it's really interesting seeing when that comedy structure works well with I Heart Maths, and when it kind of, when it works less well, and it's really.
And it can change from one audience to the next. But I think the thing with comedy is you know immediately whether you've got an audience or not, because that reaction is right. Because sometimes it's the dialogue, and sometimes it's like a kind of physical comedy stuff, and but sometimes it is the comedy structure, so it's the compound stuff. So like we have, without spoiling it, we have like a karaoke scene. You can forget that after I've said that, but the karaoke scene, like where it's placed, is like supposed to be like a big fun kind of reward to the audience for watching the rest of it. So have you got any companies that have been sort of our playwrights or?
Yeah, loads, and now my mind's going to go blank. I think, not to be too sycophantic, but I think I saw Lysistrata here this time last year, and I think that was about the time that I started wanting to write a version that I wanted to kind of offer to Or and More. And yeah, and I thought that was really great, and just a kind of the exemplary way of doing that kind of big comedy using the whole of the Oran Moore space and doing that comedy and bringing it down into the audience, and so that really inspired me. I think some stuff I've seen recently from Inspector Sands at the Fringe. I saw something, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a couple of years ago at the Fringe. I just saw a production there, which I'm not a huge laugh out loud person in the theatre. I get a bit kind of self-conscious, but that was a show where it was in tiny Traverse 2, and I was just like roaring with laughter at it. So yeah, I think when you see shows like that, you kind of it inspires you, and you also want to have that effect on an audience and get them kind of laughing.
Yeah. And what else have you been working on, or are you going to be working on?
Yeah, I've just still probably slightly tired from doing the 24-hour play. Which was great, and it was brilliant working with 5 other new to less new writers, and we're kind of up all night working on that, and that was presented at the Tron last weekend.
You did a Jacobean.
Yeah, I kind of regret the moment. I said we had like an hour to think about ideas, and then we were like had a discussion about what theme we were going to work on, and I was like, I'm going to do a Jacobean tragedy in 7 minutes, and then I kind of wanted to be able to rewind to that moment and shoot myself for saying that. But it was a really fun experiment, and it was great to work with all the other writers, and they're so like lovely and supportive, which was great. So it's good.
Good. All right. Well, thank you very much.
No, thank you, and thanks for having me, and thanks for having I Heart Maths.
Hey.